Are you doing cardio correctly? Everyone knows you gotta do cardio in order to lock those anime level gains. It's good for your health, boosts your endurance, and helps you get shredded. But while cardio is simple to understand, it can be easy to mess up. In fact, you might be making one of these 5 mistakes right now without even knowing, which is not only killing your gains, but stopping you from unlocking the shredded anime level physique you deserve. But don't worry, because in this video, I'll show you exactly what these 5 mistakes are, an easy way to identify them, and quick fixes so that you can get back on track to looking like your favorite anime character. One of the biggest mistakes that you can make doing cardio can have a huge impact on your physique and recovery, and that's doing the wrong type of cardio. Now, you can think of different types of cardio as different power levels. These are known as cardio zones, and they each have a different effect on your body. It kind of works like this. If Sung Jin-woo were fighting generic Goblin 609, he probably doesn't need to exude much power. Thus, he can obtain a steady stream of XP and do it for quite a long time. Plus, his recovery is going to be super quick. Versus if Sung Jin-woo were fighting the Ant King, he would probably gain a lot of XP, but he can't fight for too long because it would be incredibly high intensity and he'll probably need to spend a lot more time recovering. Cardio zones work the exact same way, but instead of power level, it's the speed of your heart rate. The faster an activity makes your heart rate go, the higher the cardio zone it is. So something like a nice calm warm-up, which will probably get your heart rate to about 50 or 60% of its max, that's gonna be zone 1. Versus if you did my Toji follow-along workout, it would probably be way closer to zone 9, about 90 to 100% of your max heart rate. But the question is, what's the best cardio zone to do for optimal gains? Well, if your goal is to be an absolute cardio endurance maniac, then zone 5 is probably right for you. And you probably do things like high intensity interval training or big sprints, stuff like that. But while these are great for really quick cardio sessions and helping you boost your endurance, doing frequent cardio in this zone can be really fatiguing and can hinder your recovery. And since most of you are probably after those shredded anime level aesthetics, we'll need to try something else. So across the board, the best cardio to achieve this is zone 2 cardio. This includes things like light jogging or even a brisk walk. Since it's low impact, it's not going to hinder muscle recovery, but zone 2 also has the added benefit of putting you in a fat burning state, meaning instead of using carbs for energy during high intensity activities such as zone 5 cardio, you'll actually be burning more fat for fuel. Not to say that zone 3 or 4 or 5 can't help you burn calories, or that you should be avoiding doing these higher cardio zones. In fact, it's good to fit them in your routine here and there. But since zone 2 isn't as hard on the body as the higher zones are, you can do these every single day and for a longer period of time, which can help you to burn more calories than you would have otherwise. So by finding the right cardio zone for you, you can tailor your cardio sessions to your specific goals and achieve the anime gains that you want. And if you guys are looking to achieve that anime physique as quick as possible, then I have a full step-by-step calisthenics program that you can do at home with 0 weights and a community of over 600 anime nerds ready to offer you support and help each other get stronger. So if you want to check that out, just click the link in the description. But doing the wrong form of cardio isn't the only thing that's killing your gains. In fact, this next mistake is probably one of the most common mistakes I see beginners make when it comes to getting an anime level physique. This is a mistake even I made when I was first starting out. A lot of people think that before they start the workout, they need to get a good warm-up in and maybe do some cardio on the treadmill. This is the wrong move. Doing cardio before you start your lifting session will actually pre-fatigue your muscles. As a result, you can't lift as heavy, you can't do as many reps, and your risk of injury goes up. So instead, get a light warm-up and then go straight to your calisthenics session. Once I actually started to think about when I did my cardio, my gains improved significantly. Okay, that's cool, but what about doing cardio after the workout? Well, I think doing cardio after the workout is significantly better than doing it before. I've heard very conflicting arguments. I hear some people say it inhibits muscle growth.
A ton of really intense cardio after a lot of your weight training sessions is that you grow less muscle and gain less strength than you otherwise could.
While others say it makes no difference.
People always ask, can I strength train and then do cardio? The answer to that is yes.
You know what? I don't give a damn what they say. I'm just gonna go full, trust me bro on this, just gonna go on my experience. I don't care about the scientists, I don't care about the doctors, I don't care about anything else. I just trust me because I am Jim. I have tried doing cardio directly after my workout. I've also tried doing cardio just at a separate time from my workout. And honestly, They both have their benefits. So here is a general rule of thumb. If you're doing low intensity zone 2 cardio and you want to save time, do it right after your workout. If you have the time and you're doing some higher intensity cardio, do it at a different time to help recovery. And I think if you go with this rule of thumb, you're gonna be golden, but honestly, you don't have to follow this exactly. Just try both and see what works for you. And make sure to pay attention to how strong you feel or how fatigued you feel after or during the workout. By just experimenting and listening to what your body says and how you feel, you can time your cardio to however your body responds best to it. Your recovery is gonna be better, you're gonna be burning that fat, and you're gonna perform better getting those sweet anime gains. But even if you do cardio at the perfect time, you'll still be killing your gains if you make mistake number 3, which is too much cardio. But how do you know if you're doing too much cardio? Well, for one, you feel tired all the time. Cardio, especially when it's long and hard, it can be very stressful to the body. You'll know it if you have very low energy during your workouts, you feel your joints ache, or if your performance is far worse. Another sign of too much cardio is increased stress. Your body releases a lot of cortisol when it does intense cardio, which can lead to irritability or anxiety. So if someone's telling you you need to chill, you probably gotta lay off the cardio. And of course, if you see little to no gains, you're probably doing too much cardio. You might be putting yourself in way too much of a caloric deficit. So yes, you're going to be losing weight, but you're probably gonna be eating your muscle too, which is not gonna make you look like Toji, it's just gonna make you skinny fat. But now that begs the question, what is the right amount of cardio? Just like any shonen anime, it always goes back to power levels, aka cardio zones. For zone 2 cardio, which is lower intensity, I like to go 45 minutes to an hour or even more if I feel like it. That way you can take advantage of the lower impact and burn more calories overall. If you choose to do zone 3 and 4, which is more moderate intensity, I would instead go for 20 to 30 minutes. You can go longer than 30 minutes if you feel like it, but any longer than that just feels like a marathon to me, and I would probably feel very sore the next day. Now, if you love yourself some zone 5 intensity training, I'm not gonna judge. I would probably only go for 15 minutes and no more than 20 minutes. Since it's really high intensity, you don't need to spend a lot of time in the zone to get the benefit. But if I go longer than 20 minutes, then I'm dead. I'm just dead. I'm raw meat on the floor. But once you can nail the perfect amount of cardio for the right cardio zone, and you can find that sweet spot where you are challenging yourself, but you're not too tired, not only are you gonna save yourself from overtraining, but you'll also be gaining muscle you otherwise could have lost, while still getting the benefits of cardio, like improving your endurance, like getting shredded. But the problem is, no matter how much cardio you do, you'll never get that shredded anime level physique if you don't fix mistake number 4. See, a lot of people think hopping on the treadmill and sweating your ass off is the key to burning all that fat. But the thing is, if you solely rely on cardio to get shredded, you are never gonna lose that belly. Not if you are still neglecting your diet. They say that you can't out-train a bad diet. I mean, technically you can, but probably take a long time. So if you're doing a ton of cardio, but you're eating way too much, then you're probably not gonna make much of a difference. So to make sure your cardio sessions aren't going to waste, start tracking your calories and macros, making sure that you are eating less than you're burning. Of course, you're gonna wanna eat the right foods as well, such as high protein, whole foods, and avoiding junk foods. And of course, fellas, stay hydrated. Getting that diet on point is already a recipe for some serious shredding, but by combining that with cardio that you can do every single day as a tool to burn even more calories, you're gonna effortlessly put yourself in a calorie deficit and you're gonna be burning that fat with ease. Plus, it comes with the added benefit of eating more food every day if you're a filthy glutton like me. But even if you fix all of these mistakes, you do the right cardio, you do it at the right time, you even have a great diet, you will never get the results you're chasing without fixing the 5th and final mistake. Because if you want to achieve anime level gains for the long term, you'll want to make the process as sustainable as possible. Why do you think Sungjin-woo, Garo, or Toji are able to achieve the things they do? Sure, they're determined, powerful people with some serious god complexes if you ask me. But the most important thing that keeps them going is enjoying the process and having fun. Especially Sungjin-woo, he's literally in his own RPG. If these guys didn't enjoy what they did, they wouldn't have gotten as far as they did. Sungjin-woo enjoys the process of leveling up. Garo loves hunting heroes. Hoji loves avoiding child support. When it comes to sustainable long-term gains, you gotta learn to have fun with it. For example, I'm not a fan of long-distance running for my cardio. If I had to do that in order to burn calories, I would absolutely hate it. I would want to give up and die on the floor. But I do enjoy walking, so much so that I do it every single day and I enjoy it. every single day. And it's not just limited to these: sports, martial arts, biking, talking to women, anything that gets your heart rate up above the baseline. At the end of the day, you need to find a form of cardio that you enjoy the most, because the more fun you'll have, the more you'll stick with it, and the more likely you'll reach your goals. But just because you're doing the perfect cardio doesn't mean you're going to get that perfect anime level physique if you don't also do resistance training. So why not give yourself the perfect foundation to start by mastering the greatest calisthenics exercise ever, the pull-up. So if you want to learn how to do a pull-up with perfect form to get that amazing demon back, you can check out this video right here.